Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Well, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to a new edition of Lunch with the Shark. I am your host, Vidal, the Shark CFO, Espinosa. And we're live. We are alive. We are back to the office. We're, again, open in general. We're open for business, as every single county in California should be open for business. Accountability. It seems like we must be told what the hell to do, how to run our businesses, when should we open, when should we close. I think certain people think that we must be babysit. And I don't think that should be the way. I think that each of us should be accountable for our own actions, and each of us should make the determination whether to be open or close, whether to or not clients, people, or whatever it is. But we shouldn't be killing the small businesses. We shouldn't be killing employments. We shouldn't be killing companies. We shouldn't be killing the dreams of hundreds and thousands of people out there. I actually called the government to open up. Let us make a decision. I understand that the situation is actually out of their hands, out of control, but it's only because of our own actions, and we must be held accountable for individually, not as a group, not a society. Each of us should be held accountable. So it's interesting how I see businesses closing that are legends. 125-year-old restaurant in LA, or no, I think it was San Francisco. No, LA shut down after 130 something years in business. Their owners were not able to sustain the restaurant closure. I understand a lot of people are going to be like, holy shit, but what haven't you seen the pandemic? Yes, I've seen the pandemic. Yes, there was a family member affected. Thank God it didn't go beyond a couple of days in the hospital. I know other people that have died because of this virus. But again, it's all about our own accountability. Let's continue moving forward. I had a conversation this morning with someone, and he said, my business grew 30%. I said, yeah. Most businesses that have systems in place, most businesses that have a couple of years under their belt have grown through this ordeal for 2020. Businesses that were just getting off the ground, that had no clear goals, that had no systems, and that's in general, are prone to die. And that's what happened. And I can tell you that most of our clients grew in 2020. I was doing an analysis this morning because of the new payroll protection program that it's being rolled out in the next couple of days, the second round. And based on the requirements, you have to had a reduction of at least 25% of your gross revenue in any quarter preceding the March 2020. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but neither of them qualify. Neither of our clients lost or reduced their revenue 25%. To the opposite, they grew their revenue. So it is possible. You can do it. You have to be focused. You have to have a strategy. You have to know what you are good in. And actually, I had a conversation this morning with someone, maybe he's watching today, but I said to him, you know what? He said, I want to do another business. I want to migrate to the US. And I like, do you know what, dude? Like, fuck other businesses. Focus on what you excel. Focus on what you are a shark in. And he says, yes, you're right. I excel in what I do. I am a shark in what I do. So just focus on that and do it in the US. But I don't know how to do it. I say, you did it in Mexico. How can you not know how to do it in the US? The problem here is that sometimes we don't want to be held accountable for our own actions. And we're so scared of failing because we're doing so good where we are at that we don't know how to do. But that's just fear. That's our own limiting beliefs. If you did it once, you can do it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, X number of times. The only thing you need to do is just push yourself. Go past your fears, your fitting, stupid, limiting beliefs, and do it. There's a commercial that says, just do it. Whether you're going to fail or succeed, just do it. If you did it in Mexico, you can do it in the US. The only thing you need to do is just replicate your model in English and in dollars. That's it. Plain and simple. Stop looking for other options to do to generate revenue. No, don't. If you want to do it, I'm not going to limit you, but just do whatever you excel in. Don't try to learn something and expect to be successful immediately. Remember, entrepreneurship, it's not a straight line all the way to the top. It is not. And whomever thinks that, dude, you are going to be surprised and you are in for a ride of your life. Entrepreneurship, it's a roller coaster. If you don't like roller coasters, my best advice to you is don't do it. Hey, but who am I to limit you? Just focus, but have a strategy. I even told my team this morning, I said, hey, I am requesting minutes of your meeting with our marketing advisors on what we're going to do. But I want a strategy behind those goals. I want a strategy behind, like, why are we doing it? Because sometimes it feels that we are just aiming to the universe and not focusing on the target. That's how it feels. Maybe it's my perception and it's my belief that it's not, that it's because there's certain results not being given or it's taking longer, we're just shooting to the universe. But a strategy will help us aim and focus to that target, to the X, to the circle, to the target. And today, we're going to talk about how to create a strategic plan for your business in 5 steps. People, it's not difficult to create a strategic plan. It's not difficult to create a plan, a blueprint. It's difficult because you make it difficult. Solving problems is difficult because why? I want to hear from somebody out there. Why do you think it's a problem or complicated solving problems? I'm going to tell you why. It's because we focus mostly in the problem instead of searching for the solution. We are so prone to look for somebody to blame, regardless of whether it was my problem, my issue, or somebody else's. We're always looking to blame someone for that problem instead of going beyond that and focusing on the solution. 20% the problem, 80% solution. And then you're going to be happy. And then fuck whomever created the problem. If it's a big problem and somebody died, then that's a big problem, right? and then you're going to have to take actions. But if you only lost a couple $100, $1,000, well, it's not an investment or whatever. Just go past that. Move forward. Take a disciplinary action, but as a secondary step. First of all, just solve it. Just solve it. Focus on solving it, and then if you want, and I'm going to be very honest with you, you'll be surprised that you're going to care less whomever fucked it up. The most successful small businesses, corporations, and organizations never remain static for long. If you are static, without growth or contraction, one of the two, okay, then you're not moving up and down, then you're static. Their leaders continually look to the future, pursuing a slate of both short-term goals and long-term goals, while angling for competitive advantages over their rivals. Always keep aim in your competitors, but just don't focus on them. Keep your eye on them, but don't focus on them. Okay? Focus on your business. These leaders define their organization's vision and use strategic planning to achieve organizational goals within a fixed time frame. But before those goals can be met, a strategic plan must be put in place. Why do you want to do this? Why does it need to be done? Like, how can it be done? Okay, so let's look into what a strategic plan is. A strategic plan is a prescribed agenda that lays out an organization's goals and a series of action plans to execute those goals. We said it. Goals, and then a roadmap. Remember, it's the recipe. Okay? It's the ingredients to the recipe. Many business operators in line with a mission statement, essentially a document declaring the organization's mission and business goals. Have you ever read your mission and vision, or do you even have a mission or vision for your company? Sometimes I read online in the webpage of a company their mission and vision, and I don't freaking know who the fuck wrote that, but it's laughable. Because it's like if you were doing an essay for your school, for your university or degree or master's degree, but it makes no sense. It's just so nice words and like big words, and like, but what the fuck do you mean about that? What's truly your mission? What's truly your vision? Make it clear, make it simple. Don't use Sunday words. Make it simple and something that it's relatable to. Oh, I am pursuing the happiness of the greatness of the humankind through the execution of this and the green environment. What the fuck? You're not going to achieve that. Be clear with your mission and vision. Successful strategic planning doesn't merely articulate what a company wants to do. It employs strategic thinking to explain how it's going to be done. What is the purpose of a strategic plan? A strategic plan exists to turn goals into reality. The strategic planning process merges the idealism of a vision statement, remember, clear vision statement, with the decision-making realities of everyday's operation. That company that has their vision as to create a better world for our future generations by saving the forest. How the fuck are you going to save the forest? And you live in New York. Your headquarters is in New York. Are you moving your headquarters to the Amazons to save the rainforest? Are you donating? Are you using suppliers that are helping the rainforest? Clear vision. Effective strategic management identifies the strength of an organization. For instance, its dedicated workforce or the visionary thinking of its founder. You know who has a clear vision and they actually eat, sleep, breathe their founder's vision? Walt Disney. Walt Disney organization does that. Oh, but they are conglomerate, they're humongous. There's a reason why they're a conglomerate and humongous organization. Just think about that. Don't try to become a Walt Disney organization from the first day. Aim to be Walt Disney organization one day. Cash flow, a limited customer base, a robust competition. Just make a decision on the visionary thinking of its founders and acknowledge its limitations. I told you the limitations: cash flow, limited customer base, robust competition. And it then articulates a business strategy that exploits its assets while guarding against its liabilities. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? 4 elements to a strategic plan for any business. Number 1, a statement of purpose. In its broadest form, a strategic plan serves as a mission statement or a vision statement for the entity company. It articulates an organization's reason for being. A statement of purpose may also be crafted for singular strategic objectives, such as a product launch that doesn't supersede the company's mission statement. Be clear, be concise, be worldly, be humane, be relevant. Create a mission, vision statement, a strategic statement purpose that it's clearly understood, as if you were talking to your 3-year-old nephew, son, daughter, as if you were going to explain it to kindergarten. People, you are not Miss America that you want world peace. That's just a dream. We all want world peace. Well, maybe let me not go as far as we all want. The majority of us are seeking world peace, right? The majority of us are seeking to leave a better world for our future generations. The majority of us, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Be realistic, be clear, be direct. Don't go around the bushes. People, you're not writing a song. Number 2, a SWOT analysis. Remember, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay? Those 4 little words. Each of these must be considered in an organizational strategic implementation. Some can be controlled internally, while others will be heavily shaped by external factors. Hire somebody to do this. Don't do it yourself, because you're going to be biased. Unless you really, really want to grow, unless you really, really want to be told or accept the fact that you're fucking it up. This morning, I actually had another conversation with somebody that has been messaging me through Facebook, because I'm pretty sure they want to sell me a product. They want to sell me a program. And he told me, hey, would you be willing to accept some help? And I'm like, hell yeah. Only fools don't accept help. At least that's my belief. Only fools do not accept help because they have their heads so up their asses that their ego precludes them from accepting help, from seeking help. So get help. Get somebody external to create and prepare a SWOT analysis. Answer their questions truthfully and honestly. It's going to hurt because you're going to realize where your weaknesses are as an individual and as a company. And you're going to stop going in circles for insanity. Number 3, define management process. What will the chain of command be? Who are the decision makers who identify strategic issues and make adjustments per the external environment surrounding the company? Never assume that your team knows what you are thinking. Never assume that people know your processes. Remember, the processes are internal. Your customer should not know your processes, or your customer should not be told what your processes are. They're your customer. Or do you really think you know the process of creating this cell phone? You can care less about what's the process of this cell phone. You can create the process of how your taxes are done. It's not for you to know. Number 4, a roadmap to goal attainment. A wise strategic planner often creates a strategic map that explains each step in advancing a business plan. For instance, securing funding will have to come before renting retail space. The best strategic combine short-term and long-term planning. And a time-based roadmap can help keep the whole team in the same page. Again, a strategic plan, it's like a recipe that you prepare in your kitchen. If you want to make bread, you need yeast, and the yeast needs to flower, bloom. You can't expedite the process of the yeast blooming or growing. So if you want to create bread or pizza dough, you need to wait, but you need to follow a process. You need to follow a blueprint. Okay? It's the same thing as a strategic plan. How to create a strategic plan for your business. Identify your objective. Your objective can from the holistic to the specific, like launching of a company, like changing a brand color. Okay? Number 2, conduct a self-assessment. Part of the strategic planning process is taking a hard look at the organization as it pretendly exists. SWOT analysis. Assign a team. Decide who in your organization will be heading up this effort. Somebody that knows. Do it. Okay? Number 4, do your research. If you have business goals, research what you need to do to meet them. For instance, if your primary goal is to claim greater market share, calculate how much you need to grow your customer base. But do you have data? Do you have numbers? Or do you just have a bookkeeper that inputs data as you provide it to them? Or do you really have an accountant that is providing you true data of every transaction that you do in your business, whether it's monetary or non-monetary? Oh, but what do you mean monetary and non-monetary? You know that there's certain transactions that they're not even in your bank statement that can be quantified into your books. No, that's not impossible. That's not impossible. Really? Ask. Ask your bookkeeper. They're not gonna know, but fuck, you just want a bookkeeper, right? Lay out a roadmap for success. That's number 5. Once you have a proper self-assessment, a careful chosen team member, and the proper data, you're ready to lay out your plan in details. Set strategic goals and space them out of realistic intervals. I want the G's to bloom in 2 minutes. Is that realistic? No, it's not. Is that impossible? It might be. Are you gonna get a fluffy dough for your pizza? Yes, you're gonna get a little crappy dough for your pizza. A realistic time frame. Push your organization to be its very best, but set goals that can be reasonably met. I want to open my company in California in 1 day. Unless you buy a company, you're going to get it. But otherwise, you won't get it in 1 day. Oh, I want to buy a property immediately. 7 days minimum escrow by law in California. So realistically, you can't. Realistically, you actually can get your property in contract in 1 day. But be the owner of it in 1 day? Not possible. Legally, it's not. So be realistic. There's nothing quite like the thrill of setting ambitious goals and then meeting them. Juicy goals. What's your carrot? With the aid of a robust strategic management process, you can enjoy this process and proudly take your business organization to the next level. What's the next level? Do you really have a next level? Wow. It's been great seeing you today. It's been great talking with you. Our quote of the day is from Phil Knight, co-founder and chairman emeritus of Nike. And he actually said, play by the rules, but be ferocious. Play by the rules, but be ferocious. Aim for excellence. Don't aim for perfection. Excel in what you do. Don't try to do or excel on everything that you do. Excel in one thing. It's been great seeing you today. It's been great. It's great being back and starting a new cycle for 2021 overall. Wishing you Happy New Year. Wishing you the best always. The best time to start is today, right now, immediately. Next second, you're already too late. See you tomorrow. Bon appetit. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.